Good morning, my friends. Welcome to Coffee and Cards this morning. My name is Lori Heiling, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. And I'm excited to share with you a Christmas card. And this card is fast and easy, and it's going to be one that you may want to duplicate for your Christmas cards because you can really whip out a lot of these in a pretty decent amount of time. So let's get started. This is the card that I'm going to share with you, and we made this card at my stamp club this week, and it was everyone's favorite, so I thought, oh, this would make a good video. So I wanted to also mention that even though I do my stamp club classes local, and I live in the Phoenix, Arizona area, I also offer my virtual clubs to those of you who may not be able to make it. All you have to do is place a $35 or more order from my Stampin' Up! Website and use the host code, and you can get the 3 projects that we make at class finished and sent to you in the mail. And you also get a PDF of the measurements and the instructions on how to make them. So I would love that if you joined us each month. There's not a commitment. You can do it month by month, and so give it a try and see what you think. All right, let's get started on this project. I'm not sure if you have guessed what stamp set creates the tree, but I'm going to show you that it's not a typical Christmas stamp set. It's called Painted Harvest. Many of you may own this already, but if you don't, this is a must-have because it makes beautiful sunflower cards, and the leaves and the sentiments are nice. It's just a great stamp set to have. But to make the Christmas tree, we're actually going to use the smaller of the sunflower seed or sunflower stamp. And so that's the one that you'll want to get and put on your block and get ready. All right, for the cardstock base, it's cherry cobbler, and this is cut at 7 1/4 by 5 1/2, and then I scored 3 inches from the side. So you cut that and just fold on that score line, and then we're going to put an edging of designer series paper. My favorite in the holiday catalog was the Farmhouse Suite, and so this is a piece from that. This is cut at 1 1/4 by 5 1/4, and we will just add some snail on the back of that and put that on the right hand side like that. All right, now to build the Christmas tree, we are going to take a piece of very vanilla cardstock, and this is cut at 2 3/4 by 5 1/4. And for this one, because it is a photopolymer stamp, we need to add the Pierce mat. And anytime you stamp with photopolymer, you need to use this mat because our red rubber has a layer of foam in there, but photopolymer doesn't, and we need that little bit of cush in the foam, so it'll help it stamp better. And I took Mossy Meadow. You can use whatever green you'd like, and just ink it up. And that first stamp is going to be the top of the tree, so we are going to aim for the top of the paper, not quite off because we need to add a bow. And then do you see that center circle? We want that halfway off the paper, so it's important to put a sheet of paper underneath, otherwise your mat will be all inked up. And just make that first one. That's your starting point. Now we are going to make an angle that angles to the right. Don't worry about these circles. It's going to look kind of silly in the beginning because you're going to have all these empty circles. And when you aim that next one, we're going to go out a little bit more to the right and then try to fill in this blank circle with some of the solid part of this stamp. So let's just go like that. And this one definitely does not have to be perfect. You can just randomly go down here, building that tree, and don't worry about the circles because we are going to fill those in as soon as we're done with this angled part, like that. All right, now the fun part. Just go in and start randomly adding more and just try to fill in those circles with the solid part. That's really the story of this card. If it's not dark enough, just keep stamping right on top of what you already stamped, and it'll just keep getting darker the more you stamp. Look at how easy that is. All right, I think that looks good. Now the next part is we're going to add some just little poinsettias, or you can pull whatever you want. Like if you want to use Painted Harvest, there's some little dots there. That could be berries in the tree in cherry cobbler. I pulled a little stamp that looks like a poinsettia from Dashing Deer, and this is a great set as well that I use quite a bit. I'll share more projects later, but I just pulled the little flower from that one. So grab your cherry cobbler and just randomly start stamping these. I kind of aimed a little bit for where there might be a little blank spot, and do some off the page and just a few. You don't have to overkill here. If you want it really fancy, you can add some pearls or, but I just did the flowers. I think that was enough. Now we're going to do the sentiments and set that piece aside. My saving grace was our Stamparatus. I love this tool, and because if your stamp isn't dark enough, you can stamp again easily and it'll line up in the same area. So just place this up in the corner and put your magnet on. These are super strong, and so I added some painter's tape here, and position it before you put your paper up there to make sure it hits in the right spot. Then just ink it up with cherry cobbler and stamp. And if it's not dark enough, let's do one tone darker. You don't have to worry about lining it up because it's going to hit exactly where you want it. And that's it. Now for the next one, we are going to take the same size. I can't remember if I told you the size of this. I think I did, 2 3/4 by 5 1/4. And we'll do the same thing on the blank one. And oh, I forgot to tell you, this sentiment, sending good tidings of comfort and joy, is actually from Timeless Tidings. This is a great set. Even if you don't get the stamp kit that goes along with this, this stamp set is awesome for Christmas, and there's even a New Year's sentiment in there. The next one we're going to use is, whoops, just a Merry Christmas. That's the beauty of this. It doesn't matter that I accidentally blopped that down. Just go over it again like that. And this stamp set is from Peaceful Poinsettia. And look at these nice sayings. There's a framelit set that matches this. So I pulled a little bit from every Christmas set that I own, but you don't have to do that. You can use what you have, but if you need some fresh and new ones, those stamp sets are awesome. All right, we have our stamping done. Let's get back to the card, and we will add the inside like this. And I just put it right to the edge of the DSP, like that. And then we'll do the front of the card. And just center that. Look at how fast and easy that was. Did you like that one? All right, the last part of the card is just the little bow that's at the top, and I made this out of cotton twine, and so I just tied a bow. This you want to order soon because this is low in inventory, and I believe that they aren't going to get them back in time for Christmas, so earlier is better for this. You'll get 3 spools, Mossy Meadow, Cherry Cobbler, and Berry Vanilla. And then we'll just put a little glue dot on the back of it. You can see this ribbon I have around here. This is just a little tip if you don't want this end to go rolling and all over the place. This just keeps it close to the base of the roll. So just stick a glue dot on there and then put that at the top of your tree. Whoopsie. And there's your very coordinated Christmas card. I hope you enjoyed that. And again, if you would like to order, please use the host code, which is right up here. And I hope to see you again soon. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.